Honoring God through our giving. Here's a plant. Here's a plant. Here's a plant. And another. And another. 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 And another. What do all of these plants need in order to grow? Yes, they need sunlight. Definitely need sunlight. They need soil, of course. They need water. And they also need air. So we know what plants need to survive. But how did they all start? Where'd they come from? How'd they get here in my garden? If you guessed seeds, you're absolutely right. Let's take a look at some seeds. So as many of you know, I garden. I love to garden. I don't always garden as much as I want to, but I'm actually getting ready to start my garden for this year. And I have this big box that's full of seeds. I keep the bags so that I can see when to plant them and that sort of thing. But I've got flowers and vegetables and all kinds of stuff in there. I have a couple of these organizing bins where I can put the seeds in the little cups here, and then they're just numbered. And then if I want to know what it is, I can just look up here. Looks like some of them have fallen off, but that's okay. Some of the seeds are large and some of them are very tiny. So many different types of seeds. These seeds right here are from one of our okra from last year. We decided not to eat this one. We decided to let it dry out so we could get the seeds. You see the seeds inside there? We thought it would be so cool to grow new okra from our okra from the year before. And we did the same with our corn. We had one corn that didn't quite turn out so well, so we decided to dry it out, and we're going to try and see if we can grow some corn this year from that one. And we're Italian, so we always have basil, and these are some seeds that we're drying right now from basil. And actually, this part that you see is not the actual seed. Each one of these things comes off, and then you actually have to get rid of that outer covering to find the tiny seeds inside. So if you see there were about 4 or 5 of those little seeds inside one of these little leaf things. So it's a little time consuming, but it's kind of fun to find your own seeds from your plants. Now most of these seeds we actually will plant in the ground underneath the soil, and then they'll grow up from there. But some of these things, that's not how those seeds work and travel. These seeds, for example, are from a weed, and oh my goodness, I'll show you later maybe just how many of these weeds are in my yard. And the reason why is because these little seeds are designed to hook onto your clothes when you walk by, or animals. See that? And then as I'm walking along outside in my garden, these little seeds might attach to something else. The wind might blow them off. They fall and they grow wherever they land. So those plants are all over the place. Some seeds like to travel like these. Now, this one got wet before they could fly away, but these milkweed seeds typically look like these weed seeds in a way. Do you all know how these seeds travel? These seeds travel on the wind. Let's see if we can pull one off. Okay, see that? Okay. See that? You have the seed, and attached to the seed is a little fuzz. And that little fuzz catches air, and this little seed is going to travel, oh, who knows how far, until he eventually finds a landing spot. So when my kids were little, we called these Mary Poppins. We used to blow them. Do you see them floating around in the wind? Do you see that? See that? There's just a couple left there. And the wind carries those, and those land and grow wherever they fall. And that's why I have a lot of those around my yard as well. Then I have a plant in my yard that has these berries. And again, this one berry is not the seed itself. Inside there are a lot of tiny seeds. So here's one of those little seeds. See inside there all those tiny seeds? Once that little tiny fruit thing dries, then it's really easy to get out all these seeds. Do you think this plant is really wanting to survive? Yeah. With that many seeds dropped from one tiny fruit, and there are hundreds of these on that plant, it is definitely wanting to spread as many plants as it can so that butterflies are going to have the plant that they need to eat. This here is an oak tree that has grown from an acorn just like this that a squirrel planted in the ground. And so sometimes seeds get planted from animals, sometimes they bury them, sometimes they might poop them after they eat them so that they carry them all over the place. So many types of seeds. But we haven't talked about one type of seed on my table, and that's this one right here. This is a pack of seeds that I bought probably a couple of years ago that's not opened. It's still sealed. These flowers I got for the butterflies because when butterflies are traveling around, and look at that little seed hooked on, see, look at that, and when we walk away it's going to float somewhere. But I got these seeds to plant them for my butterflies because the butterflies love to nectar on plants like this, and it helps give them energy. But if the seeds are in this package, inside this box, inside my garage, is it helping the butterflies just because I have the seeds? What do you think? Nope. Let's talk a little more about that. So we were just talking about my seeds that are still in the package, in my seed box, in my garage, and how they're not doing any good for the butterflies or the birds. And when I went to get my seed packet, I actually found even more packs of seeds that still have not been opened. This is going to help us talk about our lesson at church tomorrow about honoring God through giving. So do you have any ideas about what these seeds have to do with giving to God? Do you wonder what I might have to say? Tomorrow we will use the ideas in this video to help us talk about honoring God through our giving. So between now and then, think about and wonder what lesson we might be talking about. What things might we say about honoring God through our giving? I hope to see you tomorrow to have the opportunity to talk together. I love you, everyone. Bye.